Thank you for joining us here at 5 News for the latest on what's happening where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. There are more allegations of excessive force being raised against law enforcement in Crawford County. This follows the viral video of 3 Arkansas law enforcement officers beating 27-year-old Rander Worcester in Mulberry. The violent arrest continues, sparking national attention and outrage. Now here's a look at the 3 men now suspended. Crawford County Sheriff's deputies Levi White and Zach King and Mulberry officer Thel Riddle. According to the attorneys for Worcester, 2 of those excessive force claims happened in the last month. They involved the same deputy, Levi White. He's the one there on the right side of the screen. Now, for more on those new claims involving Deputy Levi White, 5 News reporter Micah Wilson spoke with the attorneys and 2 people who filed those claims. They tell us about their experience with the deputy.
Good morning to you. The 2 claims are separate according to documents from their attorneys, but both happened within the last month and a half. The most recent happening less than 10 days ago. And the 2 people say the incidents have left them humiliated and horrified.
Humiliated, disrespected, violated. I'm on my back. There's nothing cover me. He's right here on top of me.
Tammy Nelson is talking about the deputy she says is Levi White. She claims he used excessive force during a civil dispute with her neighbor.
I am going to jail on my property. I got surgery.
This is video from Sunday, August 14th. Nelson says she was recording the interaction, but says her phone was thrown on the ground, but was still recording the audio.
Well, ow, you're breaking my wrist.
Then give me your other arm.
She claims she was thrown on the ground and kneed while half naked.
He doesn't deserve to wear a badge.
Back on July 14th, Teddy Wallace claimed excessive force by Deputy White as well.
Essentially, Mr. Wallace, in my opinion, was brutally beaten.
I had a bunch of abrasions all over my elbows, my knees, my legs were bruised. I have a big bruise on my right arm.
Wallace says he was tased and beaten in the head with a baton, claiming Deputy White was involved.
That was uncalled for what they done to me that night.
Wallace and his lawyers say his involvement was not caught on camera, but he says if it had, it probably could have prevented this.
Shouldn't have ever come this far, but we're here.
During yesterday's interview, Tammy Nelson says she is still facing charges of obstruction of government operation and harassment. Meanwhile, Wallace, they say he isn't facing any charges, but those attorneys, they say they are glad that Deputy White's actions are finally coming to light. In Van Buren, covering news where you live, Micah Wilson, 5 News.
All right, thanks, Micah. Now here's a look at all the agencies now investigating the violent arrest that's been gaining national attention. We learned the Justice Department launched multiple investigations, including the civil rights investigation, which could carry federal charges. We also learned the FBI also looking into the case, along with Arkansas State Police, and the Crawford County Sheriff says his department is doing its own internal investigation. Of course, we'll continue to follow us here at 5 News. We'll learn more, hopefully to uncover more of this investigation. But before we get to other news where you live, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Joe, pretty seasonal day here across the area. Still tracking a slow-moving storm system that is pushed out of Texas for the most part into Louisiana, Mississippi. This storm system going back to the weekend has caused flooding issues for parts of southern Oklahoma, a great deal of North Texas, Northwest Texas, Louisiana, South Arkansas at times, and now those flood watches again continue to push out ahead of it. Several flood warnings for our neighbors off towards the south today. We're not that far away from it. The further north you go, you get into northwest Arkansas, you get some drier air, a little more sunshine mixing in. You can see the thick cloud deck, though, across the southern half of the state, spreading into the river valley. That's where we have that chance for an isolated shower. We've had that chance the last few days, highlighting the I-40 corridor south into the Ouachitas. Can't roll out a late day shower. Overall, though, we are mostly staying dry and seasonal. Temperatures right where we're supposed to be this time of year, topping out near 87 degrees. Northwest Arkansas will have upper 80s to around 90 in the river valley. Joe?
All right. Thanks so much, Zach. Well, police are searching for the person who left the scene of a deadly hit and run over the weekend in Fort Smith And today, we're getting a look at brand new images showing a vehicle of interest, possibly connected to the crash. You can see those images on your screen right now. Take a good look. Around 4:20 Sunday morning, 27-year-old Thomas Anthony Miller was killed along Towson Avenue between Phoenix and Zero Street. We spoke to Miller's brothers, Dustin and Cody, who say the loss of their younger brother is devastating. The family tells us they do not blame the driver, but they are asking them to turn themselves in and help the family get closure.
I don't want to accept it, honestly, but, you have to. Because it's like you said, it's not like you're going to be able to talk to them, call them, or anything like that. So yeah.
Fort Smith police are asking anyone with information about this incident or that vehicle shown to call 479-709-5100. Well, the superintendent of the Lamar School District in Johnson County stepping down. Attorney Joey McCutcheon confirmed the news that the school board accepted Jay Holland's resignation at a special board meeting last night. This comes just weeks after the district found 3 students at Lamar Middle School responsible for sexual assault and harassment after a Title IX investigation. McCutcheon is the attorney for the victims. The original complaint was filed back in March, with the district completing its investigation in July, followed by state police in mid-August. ASP found the claims to be unsubstantiated, and now the superintendent is leaving his position. Of course, this is a developing story, so make sure to stay with 5 News as we work to learn more. And to new today, we're learning that President Biden is expected to deliver an update on his plans for student loan borrowers, with just weeks to go before a pause on payments is set to expire. The announcement is expected today at the White House. The president is expected to announce that the government will forgive up to $10,000 in federal student loan debt for Americans who make less than about $125,000 a year. Stay with 5 News on air and online today as we expect more developments to come right out of the White House. Well, thank you for joining us here to get the latest where you live with 5 News. I'm Jo Ellison. Have a great week.